and we will get started.
All right. So we're using our roll today. Have some fun stuff. All right, we're just going to start with standing. We're just going to pick up our roll. We're going to hold it in our hands. So just on the outside of the roll, nice and easy. We're just going to start with a nice, easy breath. I'm going to go into a comfortable external position, nothing crazy. And I'm going to focus on keeping my rib cage closed. So I don't want to press my chest forward. So we're just going to inhale as we lift that roll up to the ceiling. When we get it up there, I want you to just take a little press back with your shoulders. Feel your upper back. Don't let your chest press forward. Inhale again on the way down. And up, let's exhale. Give that little press back. Feel that upper back. And then lower back down. And up, we're just going to do this a few times. And exhale. Warming up our breath, warming up our shoulders. And up. So as we continue with this, we're going to be doing some things with our hands on the roll today, which I know sometimes it can bother the wrists. Everything can be done without the roll. If that bothers you for whatever reason, just take the roll away, do everything without the roll. And one more, we're going to lift, we're going to hold. So this time we're going to lift. Maybe we feel that little connection in the back, just that little press back. We're just going to go into some bending. So we're just going to bend to one direction. Really getting that nice stretch through that waist and rib cage. And then we're going to lift that roll all the way back up. And then we'll bend in that other direction. And again, pull. Sorry. And up and down. Or over, up and over. And over. And lift. Over. And then we're just going to pause and we're going to bring that all the way down. We're going to set that roll down. This is something that you can use the roll on if you need it for your balance, but you don't have to. So you can keep one hand on that roll as we just go into our little balance here. We're just going to lift my right leg up into this nice tabletop-like position. All right. I'm going to extend the leg from the knee and then I'm going to bend. And again, if you want to challenge yourself, we do it without the roll, right? So we're really pulling our belly in. Keep those shoulders kind of just gently pressed away from the ears so that you can keep them from getting tense. Good, bring it in. And now take that hand to the roll, send the leg behind you, reach the arm in front of you. We're going to come back, lifting that knee up, extending that leg out, bending and reaching and in and extend and reach. Let's do two more and reach it out. One more time. And reach and come all the way back in. Let's just do that on the other side. All right. I'm challenging myself today. I'm on the mat, which is really hard to do. All right, so start with the roll on your side. Go ahead and lift that other leg up. All right. Got it. Find your place. And then we're just going to extend that leg. And bend. And extend. And out. And then if you can, and again, this is my tougher leg, my tougher side. So I really have to concentrate on keeping my foot planted, just like that, into that mat. It's a challenge. One side always being so much harder than the other side. And just trying to keep my, maybe just one finger on that roll. One more time. And then I'm going to put a little bit more pressure and just reach that leg back. And then bring it forward and extend and reach it back and forward and extend. Pulling that belly up, finding your glute. And reach. One more time. And bring it all the way in. And shake out those legs. All right, we are going to go down to the mat. We're going to go into a 4-point kneel to start. So we're going to actually have the roll at our hands. This is one of those where, you know, I've told you we're on that roll with our hands, which can put a little added pressure on those wrists. So you do what's good for you. You can do this off the roll. We're going to start with just that nice, easy cat-cow. So I'm going to start to pull my belly button into my spine. I'm going to feel that pelvis tuck, feel my tailbone start to point to the floor. And I'm going to look towards my belly as I kind of pull my pelvic bone towards my head. And then I'm just going to unfold my spine back to its neutral position. All right, let's try that again. Exhale. And inhale, lengthening through the crown of my head, lengthening through my tailbone behind me. Exhale. And inhale. Just getting that nice spinal flexion. And exhale. And inhale. Let's do a couple more. We're going to add on a little work. And good. And coming back to your 4-point. So from here, I'm going to pull my roll just a little bit more underneath me, and I'm going to bring my legs all the way together. I'm coming up onto my tippy toes in the back, and we're going to start with this nice little hover. So we're going to begin with our little cat stretch. I'm going to pull my belly into my spine, start to tuck my tailbone, and then when I get to the end, I'm going to scoop those knees up off the floor. And we're just going to hold here for a moment. And then slowly setting those knees back down. And then unfolding my spine at the end back to my neutral position. So as you set the knees back down, I want you to try to keep your cat stretch, your nice flexion through your spine. Okay, so let's try that again. Exhale, scoop, lift, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep your belly scooped as you slowly set those knees back to the floor. Unfold that spine back to your neutral position. Right? 2 more times. Deep breath in. Exhale, scoop, lift, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep your scoop, lower down, unfold. We have 1 more of those. And exhale, scoop, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. And just send those feet kind of to the top of the feet. Sit back, let yourself press forward, and just let those wrists kind of roll out a little bit because we're not done. So I like to kind of wrap my hand around the roll, really kind of getting that nice wrist stretch. And then we're going to come back up. So on this one, think about what we were doing on our balance work, where we were sending that leg behind us as we hinged forward. It's going to be a very similar. Come back onto my toes. I'm going to start with my little scoop. I'm going to pick up my belly. I'm going to come into my hover, and I'm going to hold, okay? I'm going to lift my left leg up, and I'm going to scoop it towards the chest. Now I'm going to send that leg behind me. I'm going to pull it in, scoop it in, and send it back. Scoop, and reach. 2 more. Last one. Reach it back. Set that down. Slowly bring those knees to the mat. Sit back. Rest for just a moment. We'll do the other side. And we'll come back up. And we'll go on to that other side. All right. Belly. Pick up those knees. Hold here. My right knee is coming into the chest. I'm going to send it back and pull it into the chest and send it back. Pull it in and out. 2 more. Last one. Bring those toes to that mat. Scoop that belly as you lower those knees and send it back. Oh, are we all warmed up? It's amazing how much that warms you up. All right. On this one, if your wrist is getting sore, please feel free to. We're just going to go into a little bit of planking. All right. So on this one, I'm going to press that roll away from me a little bit. I'm still up on my toes so that when I bring myself to my plank, I'm going to land with my chest pretty much over that roll. All right. So coming into your plank, holding. Everyone here is on their forearm, which is also good. I love how everyone how to compensate. That's good.
It's super hard.
Forearms is actually harder. And lower them down. So it's easier on the wrist, but it's definitely lower your knees, sit back. It's definitely harder on the plank. You're not as much at an angle, which makes it more challenging. Good. All right. I'm going to do that again. Deep breath in on my toes, coming up into my plank. So I'm going to press that floor away, keep my chest lifted as high as I can, keep those shoulders pulling down, whether your forearms or hands, doesn't matter. Keep your spine as straight as possible. So think about that crown of the head, really reaching out in front of you. So go into a little bit of a prance. Bend one knee, reach the opposite heel to a stretch. Come back to your plank, go to the other side. Come back to your plank. And just keep switching. Almost. Last one. Slowly lower those heels down and take that stretch. We're going to scoop our belly. We're going to come all the way up. And then we are going to lay down this time. We're going to place that roll right behind our shoulder blades. So right behind the shoulder blades. So we're going to start. So I have it right at the very bottom of my shoulder blades. So the very tip of my shoulder blades are just at that roll. Everything else is over it, right? And we're going to start in this nice, just pelvic relaxation, right? So everything is just relaxed. We're going to work with upper back. So we're going to just do some nice extension. So support that head. It's okay to have it with your elbows in, whatever. We're supporting the head, the neck. And I want you to think of your upper back as you let your back just sink over the roll. Obviously, our ribs are opening here. We're not trying to keep them closed. And we're just letting ourselves rest. Should maybe feel a little stretch. Keeping that head supported. As we exhale again, we're going to start to curl up with our upper body, lifting our chest towards our knees. We're not having any change of the pelvis. Pelvis is staying exactly where it started. And we're going to inhale as we reach that upper back over that roll. And we're going to exhale and curl up, lifting our chest to the knees. Let's just do that a few times. Inhale, reaching over the roll. Exhale, curling up. And inhale. And exhale. All right, so we're going to change this a little bit. We're going to bring ourselves to our toes, lifting our heels, bringing our feet a little closer into the body. And now we're going to add a scoop to our belly. So we're going to start with that extension of the upper back. And as we exhale to curl up, we're going to pull our belly in towards our spine. We're going to take that pelvic bone and kind of tip it towards our chest. So we're in this nice deep scoop. And we're going to just let everything come back to our neutral as we extend over the roll. Exhale, scoop. Hollow out that belly, pull it in. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1 more. And then just let your pelvis relax, setting those heels down. We're going to go ahead and lift those legs this time to a tabletop. So we're going to keep that roll right where it's at. We're going to keep that legs at tabletop. We're going to go back to our extension. Over the roll. Exhale. Curl up. We're not going into the scoop. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2. So you should feel this a lot more in your upper abdominals. 1 more. We're going to hold. We're going to just take it into a little march. You're going to stay in your curl. You're going to dip one leg down, pick it right back up. Other side. Lead that lift by pulling in on that low belly. Let's do a couple more. Last one on each side. And lower those legs. Let your upper back just rest. Let it stretch over that wall. Right? We're going to go into those toe dips, both at the same time. So don't make this, they do not have to go to the ground. It's very small. We're going to curl up with our upper body. So chest is lifted towards those knees. We're going to come back to our tabletop. I'm going to have just the sides of my toes touching. I'm going to slowly dip them down. I'm going to exhale, pull my belly in, lifting. Inhale. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Lower down and rest that upper back. It's amazing how much harder it is when you're lifted, right? Your upper body is lifted, so those upper abs are engaged, whether you want them to be or not. And so having that engagement really makes everything else work a little bit more efficiently, which makes it harder. So, all right, we're gonna curl up. So last one here, we're gonna do our extensions. We're gonna start with single leg. So we're gonna just keep our upper body lifted during the single leg extension. So we're gonna bring our legs to our tabletop. And from here, opening those elbows, supporting that head, I'm gonna send one leg out. Bring it back in, other leg. And in. Keep that chest lifted towards those knees. Don't start to let it reach behind you. We want energy in lifting. 2 more each side. Last one. Bring it in and rest. All right, so on this last one, we're going to go to double leg extension. We're going to add that little deeper scoop to our belly, and we're going to add that extension over the roll. So we're going to be curling up like a ball, all right? So we're going to begin with the curled up position. We're going to take those legs to tabletop. As I send my legs out to straight, I'm going to lower my upper body just slightly over that roll. Exhale, pull the belly in, lift the chest, scoop the belly. Inhale. Exhale, lead with that low belly, pull it in. And inhale. Exhale. 2. Last one. And lower down. Woo. And rest that upper back over that roll and just let it stretch out. All right, all we're gonna do is you're gonna roll on to your belly. So ladies, you might wanna face me. Put your roll maybe on the other side. So we are gonna take this roll and we're gonna place it right under the chest, kind of on the rib cage underneath the chest, all right? So roll it under. And then bring your forearms. Bring your forearms, yeah, make sure it's under, not on top of the chest. Right? So, so we're gonna bring it here. So when your forearms are down, you have some support there. You're not really pressing into the roll all that much. But what you might be noticing is that from this position, your back goes into this slight little arch, okay? We wanna try to avoid that. So we wanna pull that belly up, almost like you're pressing your pelvic bone down, which means you're gonna feel a little glute connection. I want you to keep that pelvic bone pressing down. You're gonna let your upper body just kind of sink over the roll. And as you exhale, you're gonna send those arms out into a little Superman. And then you're gonna bring them right back in and rest. And exhale. I have complainers. Yeah, you do. And 2 more. And last one. Press that pelvic bone down. Pull that belly in. And come in and rest. And relax. I feel like I've been soft. All right, last one. So we're going to take those hands now and bring them behind you. All right, so my arms are kind of rested on the roll. I'm pressing my pelvic bone, my glutes are engaged. I'm pressing my pelvic bone down. That's gonna relieve some of that pressure on those ribs. And we're gonna reach those fingertips towards our feet as we lift. And inhale, lower. Exhale. If this is too much, take the roll away. And exhale. And 3, 2, pick it up, hold, and press it up. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Pick yourself up. And rest. Reach, sit back in your child's pose. Reach that roll in front of you. All right, so from here, we are going to do pelvis this time. So the roll is going to go underneath the pelvis. So I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to have the roll right behind me. I'm going to go ahead and bring my pelvis on top as I take the upper back down to the floor in this position, which is actually pretty dang comfortable. So just, it should feel comfortable. You should not feel that you are in an arch. It should be pretty high up on the pelvis. And we're going to start with a stretch. I have my hands just gently on the roll. I'm going to kind of press my legs together. I'm going to make my hips and my legs all one piece. And I'm going to inhale as I tip my legs over to the right. I'm going to be lifting my left hip. And as I exhale, I'm going to pull my belly in as I lift those legs back, setting that left hip back down, and then going over to the left. And exhale. And to the right. And exhale. And to the left. So let's add this little tick-tock with straight legs. So we're just going to reach those legs to the ceiling. Again, all of this, my legs and my pelvis and my hips, all one piece, nothing comes apart. It's all glued together. I'm going to then go back to my tip. I'm going to exhale, hold my belly in as I bring those legs back to center. I'm going to tip over to that left. Don't make it too quick. And again, over. And over. So let's make sure that the roll has not moved. Mine kind of scooted down a little bit. So I'm going to bring it back up to where it started. I'm going to take those legs right back into that same position. And this time I'm going to add a little half circle to the movement. So I'm going to take my legs to the right, tipping, lifting my left hip. Now I'm going to circle my legs down as I bring my pelvis firmly back to the roll and tipping to the left as I bring them up. Hold, take it down, tip it to the right, take it down, tip it to the left. And the further you take those legs down, the more abdominal use you're going to find. And just tipping and circling, it's just those half circles. Couple more. And back to the right, and then we have one more to the left. And we're going to hug those knees into chest. We're going to come to our tabletop position. So very similar to what we did when our roll was underneath our shoulders, we're going to start with this nice little march. So keeping our pelvis in this nice comfortable neutral position, I have that nice flat area of my pelvis firmly on the roll. I'm just going to dip one toe down towards the floor. I'm going to tighten my belly, exhale as I lift that leg back up, and then other side. So there's no extension of the leg from the knee. The movement is just the leg dropping from the hip, engaging the belly to scoop that leg back up. So we're trying to get that lift of the leg with that abdominal connection. And inhale. And you don't want a big hard tap to that floor. I always say, think of a pool of water, dipping the toe into the pool of water and pulling it out without making any ripples in the water at all. So it's that super soft landing and lifting. Nothing is jarring, no momentum, using your belly. One more each side. Bringing both legs back to tabletop. Go ahead and hug those knees into chest for a little stretch. And then we're going to come right back into position. So this one is those toe dips. So both of them at the same time. Remember, you do not have to take them to the floor. We're dipping those toes down on the inhale. Exhale, lead with your low belly. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Really engaging that belly. Keeping it engaged as we lower those legs down. Tightening it, pulling it in as we lift those legs up. You can draw that belly in without tipping the pelvis. The pelvis does not need to come with that abdominal connection. And two. And one more. And hug those knees in the chest. So we're just going to do those toe dips again, but we're going to do it from a frog position. So I'm going to take my legs now to this external, heels together, toes apart. And I'm going to lead my lowering of the legs instead of from the toes dipping down. I'm going to think of my heels dipping down on the inhale. And I'm really going to focus on my upper abdominals, keeping them closed. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. Rolling it up. Three more. Two. And one more. Bring it up, close those knees, bring those knees into chest, and stretch out that back. So while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna move down a little bit, but we're gonna stay here. We're gonna do some short spine type stuff, right? So it's actually easier on the roll, which makes it kind of nice. So we're gonna extend those legs to the ceiling. You can have those hands on top of the roll if you'd like. And we're just gonna let those legs come back nice and slow until we feel this nice stretch through the back of the leg. And we're gonna find that stretch. Once we do, we're gonna scoop up that belly, put pressure down through the roll with hands, reaching those legs behind you. Once you get them there, you're gonna lift them to the ceiling. And then you're gonna scoop that belly and curl all the way down, setting that pelvis down as softly as you can. Bending those knees. Again, up. Come to your stretch first, nice and slow. Find the stretch. Scoop the belly. Lift those legs behind you. Take them to the ceiling. Try to get them as straight as you can. Scoop the belly. Curl. And you got to keep that big pressure through the backs of the arms as you're curling back down to the roll. Again, up, stretch back, curl up, lift, and curl down. Then we just have one more. And up, and stretch, and curl back, lift, and curl down, and rest. And just let those feet come down by your side. Let yourself relax. Take a nice releasing breath, a nice stretch. We're gonna just take that roll nice and easy here. We're gonna push it out from our pelvis. And we're gonna just let it kind of sit in between our hips and our feet. So it's just gonna stay there for a moment. We're gonna warm up our spine. So I'm gonna kind of keep my hands down, almost like I'm gently pressing that roll towards my feet so it does not kind of roll back underneath my pelvis. So let's do a couple of bridges here. So let's take an inhale. Exhale, start to curl back with the pelvis, imprinting through the spine as we curl up into our bridge. At the top, take your inhale. Exhale, soften from the shoulders as we just roll that spine back down. All the way to the floor. Find your neutral. Let's inhale again. Exhale, start to scoop the belly, curl up. And as you exhale again, go ahead and soften and curl down. And we're just going to do one more of those before moving on. So exhale, curl up. Take a nice deep breath in at the top. And exhale and articulate and curl down. And then, I'm sure you all know what's coming. We're just going to push that roll right underneath our feet. Right. So from here, very important. We talk about this when we're on the reformer a lot, by imagining your heels drawing towards your sit bones. This becomes very important when you're on the roll and on the floor. That's how you're going to keep your connection. It's how you're going to keep that roll from shooting out in front of you. So we want to press down through the feet, but we want to keep those heels connected. Let's just go right back to what we were doing. We're going to exhale, scoop that belly, start to curl up. Feel yourself put pressure down through that roll as we lift. We're coming up a little higher, which automatically is going to engage those hamstrings a little more. And as you exhale, curl down. articulating. Here's where we want to pull those heels towards those sit bones, feeling those hamstrings connect. Let's try that again. Exhale, scoop out that belly. Curl it up. Lifting that pelvis up, take your inhale. Draw those heels towards your sit bones. Feel that connection and curl it down. Try to keep it there. And again, and up. All the way to the top. Feel your glutes connect. And connect those sit bones. Exhale. And curl all the way down. And then just send that roll out for a little stretch through those hamstrings. Maybe flex those ankles, get a little stretch there. And then we're going to pull it right back underneath because we are not done. All right, bring those feet a little closer together. Okay, just like we've been doing throughout class, we're going to go into our little march and we're going to do that in our bridge position. So from here, we're going to exhale, curl back, come up into your bridge, hold. And if you need to, keep your hands on your hips for some support. Otherwise, we're going to keep our hips stable. We're going to lift one leg up to tabletop. We're going to set it right back down. Lift that other leg up. And set it down. Nice and slow. We're setting down super soft. All right, last one. And we're going to curl down. Adding on to our single leg. So we're going to come back up. We're going to go into that single leg lift and we're going to hold. So we're going to scoop it up. Coming to our bridge, right leg comes up. Send it to the ceiling. We're going to lower it down and lift it up. And down and lift. 2 more. Lift it up, bend, bring it to the roll, hold, lift up a little higher, pull those heels in, curl down. Don't you love those little extra add-ons? All right, last side. Deep breath in, exhale, and curl up. Come up, find your glutes. Lift that left leg, extend it to the ceiling. Lower it down, and up. And down, and up. 2 more. Lift it up, bend, set it down, hold, lift up, pull those heels in, and curl down. And send those legs out. Awesome. Shake them out a little. All right, coming back. So I don't want this a super wide stance. We are going a little wider. We're going to let our legs and turn just that slight external position. It's not huge. It's not like on the reformer with the heels way out wide, right? Just comfortable and comfortable external. We're not going to scoop. So we're going to keep our body nice and flat. Keep our spine long and strong. And we're going to put pressure down through those feet as we just lift our body up to our bridge, squeezing our glutes at the top. Lead with your glutes, lower down, tap them out, lift. And lower, and lift. And lower, and lift. Concentrate, heels pulling in. 3, 2, 1, we're holding lift, all right? We're gonna just press those knees open. Use those outer glutes. Pull those heels in. And 3, 2, 1, and press it down. Send those legs out. We just have 1 more to go. And then it's time to stretch. Well, almost, not quite. Oh, I might have to find something else for you to do. Okay. legs back. So feet are hip width distance. So for me, they're 7 to 8 inches apart. I'm going to bring my knees together, and now I'm going to have that connection to my inner leg. So I'm going to just lift my pelvis up, and we're going to hold it there. So we should feel that inner hamstring now, and we're just going to pulse it to the ceiling. Pulse. Keep those inner legs glued together. Don't think of knees pressing, think of inner leg. Pull those heels in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. And stretch those legs out, flex those ankles. And we're just going to pull that roll in, and you're going to actually set it off to the side. We're going to finish it with stretching on the roll, but for right now, we are just going to extend those legs, and we're going to do a couple of little curl ups. So I'll get myself on the mat. All right, arms to the ceiling. So from here, as we start to lower the arms, our head comes along with that. We look at the feet, and then we pull the belly in, and we curl up. And then we reach for those toes, nice big stretch. And just kind of hang out here for a moment, stretching. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to do that again. So sitting tall, we're going to start with that scoop. We're going to bring that tailbone under us as we pull that low belly in, and then we're just going to curl down. Keeping the eyes at the feet for as long as you can. And then all the way down. Reach the arms behind you, stretching from toe to fingertips. And then hands come to the ceiling. And we start again. So as the arms start to lower, the head comes with that movement, looking at my feet. Exhale, curling up. And stretch forward. Coming back to seated, we just have one more. And arms in front, tuck that tail, curl it under, and bring it back. All the way, keep those eyes at your toes. Bring those hands behind you. Nice big stretch through the body. And arms come up. Start to press the arms down, head comes with it. Look at those toes. Exhale, curl up. There is. Suck your belly in. Suck it in. Suck it in. And come all the way up. The look on your face. It's so annoying. Tricks to the trade. We're gonna bring our roll back, and we're gonna take it back underneath our shoulder blades. So just let yourself rest. Bend those legs. Okay. This is just stretching, you guys. We're on to our stretching portion of the class. So work is done. So we're going to start here with a bridge, okay? Just a small one. We're just going to lift our pelvis off the mat. So now we've got that pressure at the back of the roll. We're going to use our legs, and we're going to press through our legs as we curl up a little deeper, bringing that roll to our waist. And now I'm going to pull with my legs. And then I'm going to take that upper back extension again, just like we did earlier in that upper back. Push from those legs as I curl up. Don't get your hair caught. Hang on. Push from those legs all the way down to that waist. Pull, go into that nice upper back extension. And let's just do that a couple of times. Nice big rolling, nice big massage. And you know what we missed? What? We missed our inner leg series. Dang it. Oh, dang. That's important. And all the way in. All right, because I'm heading off the camera and the roll. All right. So we're going to keep that roll there, and we're gonna lift back up, right? So all we're gonna do is open those elbows nice and wide. I'm gonna roll to my armpit, basically, all right? And then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna roll to my other armpit. So I'm lifting off one side of my shoulders as I'm rolling to that side. And over. We're just gonna do one more on each side. We have a lot of attachment points in this area, which get tight, 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 and come back to center. Lower your pelvis down. So take that roll right underneath your neck. So I'm gonna take it right in like the crook of my neck, right? And I'm just gonna let myself relax my arms by my side. And I'm gonna start feeling my head become heavy. I'm gonna feel my back of the skull become a little heavier into the roll. And I'm gonna keep a little pressure at the back of my skull as I just roll my head from ear to ear. Keeping just that little pressure all the way through the movement as I just roll from side to side. And just, if you find that place, feels like, oh, I need a little extra there, that's fine. Take that opportunity, like for me, it's on my left side, right behind my ear. And I get that really, that's where I tend to get tight for whatever reason. So I can just hold it there. I can kind of move my head around. I'm going to take it back over to that other side. And do the same thing, but this side doesn't feel nearly as tight. It's always on my left. And back. Let's just do a couple more. And then bringing your head back to center, relax the shoulders. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale. Let your body just kind of melt. Inhale again. And exhale. One more breath. And exhale. I'm going to send my legs out to straight. And from here, if you want to do a roll up, you can. If you want to add your hands just to help you, we're just going to kind of press ourselves up. And then we're just going to stretch forward one more time. This nice kind of back and hamstring stretch. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. And you guys are done. Thank you.